Hey everybody, Eric Bauer, gaming paper. This is what the gaming paper comes in a roll like this. It now has a label that goes on it. We haven't started putting them on yet, but in the next run, that's what it's going to have. Has gaming paper on there as well as our UPC symbol, so beep beep, they can ring it in like that. Very exciting stuff, constantly innovating. Had a couple of questions we wanted to hit today. One of them is from Benjamin from Kentucky. He wants to know, and we've got this question several times. Benjamin, I think, was our first question on it. How does it do with colored pencil? Do they show up? Do they look good? Yada, yada. And we're going to hit that one today. The other one is a water-based rubber stamp ink. How does that set up on gaming paper? We're going to hit both of those today and hopefully come up with some great answers. One of the things I'd like to hit on, and we've talked about it before, but in no way does marker erase on gaming paper. It is not dry erase, it is not wet erase, it is just paper. I mean, it soaks right in. Now, for drawing and permanent marks on here, wet erase works great. Permanent markers work just absolutely terrific. So let's get down to the test. Let's start with colored pencil. I grabbed a little selection here. These are just standard, cheap Crayola colored pencils, come in a 36 pack. Lots of colors there, 36 of them to be exact. And this is a map. We actually used this map last night in my gaming paper, in my D&D campaign. So let's pretend this was actually a rough-hewn cavern type area, but I'm going to make it into a bit of a waterway here. And I'm going to put some blue on there and say that there's, it's definitely a wet area. Now this is a real light blue. I don't know how it's going to show up. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to hit it with a little bit of a darker color just to show a couple of colors there. But yeah, I think I don't know how it's going to come across on camera. I never do. But it looks really nice. It looks really good and it goes on really smoothly and quick. You get a little bit of residue coming off, just like you always do when you use colored pencils, but a quick blow like that, and it mostly clears off. All right, now let's do a little hallway here. What I was thinking for the hallway, and maybe it'll be terrible, I don't know. I'm no artist, but this is supposed to be like fieldstone, okay? I cut fieldstone, and it's done into squares. So I thought go over it with a light one like so, and then kind of fill in around where the field stones would come together, and just see how that looks. Again, it's a two-tone, so you're getting a little bit more depth. And this is one of those things where, as compared to a dry erase matte, you can do some cool stuff like this and give it a better feel for your players. There is always going to be a great use for the dry erase mats. The difference here is you can get more involved. You can do things with colored pencils. You can with a dry erase you can't go color over color. Here you can do that a lot easier. It's going to make for a better play environment and more immersion for your players. Now, dry erase, great if it's just a wham bam dungeon crawl. You're never going to be in this place again, and all you need is 4 walls and a place to put all your beasties. But for making a nice map that you might keep around, think of it as building your campaign's territory. If this is the city where they live, if this is the area where they return to a lot, put some detail into it. Make it something really special for them. I think they'll enjoy it. All right, now let's try a stamp next. This is a completed stamp from Office Max, and we're going to see how that holds up. Now, I've got my own guesses on this one because it kind of lays it thick on top. So I'm going to give this one. If you get in there, you can see how wet and how thick that puts it on there, even on a regular sheet of paper, which. This is a question from Don Goddard, by the way. He has a couple of sets of rubber stamps for trees, shrubs, wall sections, that kind of stuff. And it'd be a really great use for it would be here on this type of paper. Now on plain white paper, that soaks in really nicely. And on my gaming paper, it really seems to be beating up. It's not soaking in really nice. I'm going to go with a no on that. I mean, it didn't soak in at all, and it doesn't really look to have dried at all. So I would stay away from the rubber stamps unless you got a long dry time. You know, it really just sat up on top. Given maybe 15 minutes, maybe that'd look nice, but as of right now, I just got a little mess on my fingers. So colored pencils, yes. Rubber stamps, no, unless you can give it sufficient dry time, which could be half an hour, 15 minutes, I don't know. Well, so another test done. Thanks, guys, for your questions. Send more in. Gaming paper. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.